Real Son of H-Town, 97.9 The Box. Keisha Nicole got a special guest here. I like talking to this guy right here because I've got to see his journey, like, up close and personal. And I'm always so proud when I see him because every time I see him, he's elevated to a
Thank
new
you.
level in life.
Thank you.
Eric Bellinger in the building. How you doing?
Woo! Feeling good, feeling great, and I like that last part you said. Always elevate.
Yes, every time I see you, something great is going on.
Thank
Just
you.
have a new addition to the family, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's big. And of course, you dropped your brand new album, Saved by the Bellinger. And
Yeah.
it's so funny because when I saw the title, I was like, hey, he always got like the sex playlist. You know what I'm saying? Like come through in a clutch, right?
Right,
so
right.
was that kind of like the thought of it with the album title or no?
Nah, that album.
Oh, okay, because you always save me though. Like Saved by the Bellinger.
Saved by the Bell. Hey, listen, what can we play? That was the thought of the playlist. It was the thought of everything with that, though.
Uh-huh.
Like, no matter what, you can count on E.
Yes, all the time.
No matter what. I'm going to have a joint. I'm going to have an album. I'm going to have a vibe. You feel me? I'm going to have everything. And the sex playlist, that's coming soon.
Okay.
That's next. New album on the way.
This one was a
New
little
album.
different vibe, a little more energy.
Yeah.
If you go into the club,
Exactly,
you ladies get ready,
exactly.
you turn it all the way up, you vibing out, yeah.
Period. Yeah. Needed something for, just turn up time. You know what I'm saying? It's back to school, colleges. I'm about to be doing a lot of stuff with schools.
Mm-hmm.
And the tour is going to be the cuffing season tour, though. So I am going to drop off some beautiful baby making music, for the cuffing season to go along with the tour. So, whoo, be on the lookout for
What's
that.
your favorite song on Saved by the Bellinger? Your favorite one?
I think Tapped In, the first one, just because everything that's like, going on from the sonics of the beat to the lyrics, like everything that I'm saying. Like that beat, when I first heard the beat, I was thinking God's plan.
Mm.
The beat reminds me of God's
Mm-hmm.
plan. And God's plan is one of my favorite songs of all times, even though it's a new song. I just think it's an incredible song.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how can I channel the Eric Bellinger God's plan? And I was
Mhm.
like, just talk about how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Be vulnerable. And me becoming vulnerable and sharing how I felt actually sounded kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ooh, that's how you feel, E?
Is that how you feel right now?
Talk to him then. And I think that just set the tone for the whole project of Saved by the Bellinger. And, to have that song first pretty much lets, the consumers and the fans and the bell ringers know that's the energy I'm coming with on the project.
What space you in right now? Because
I'm
a
in
lot
a
of times
big space.
I'll interview somebody and they seem like they're good and then they go away and then you see something on the headlines like, dang, they really wasn't good when they came in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what space is Eric in right now?
I'm in the space of there is the light at the end of the tunnel right there. I see it, and it's actually very close. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the tunnel that I may be in doesn't feel as a dark tunnel.
Okay.
I still feel like everything is vibed out, happy. I'm living my ultimate best life. But that tunnel, that small, it's just something that I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine the blessings at the end of that tunnel.
Uh-huh.
But I know something is
You
crazy.
feel that there's something like a huge blessing that it's just like right there.
It's something crazy. And I don't even know to what extent or what level. And I can't imagine. Because I'm
Yeah.
walking and living in a place of, God, if you don't do another thing, you don't have to do nothing. You've already done enough.
Mm-hmm.
I live and dwell there,
Yeah.
really, in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So to think, God, is that a brighter? What's going on over there?
Yeah.
And the curiosity is the motivation.
How do you feel like you get to the end of that tunnel though? Because I know a lot of times it's not even anything on the surface. It's like a lot of self-work. You know what I mean? It's discipline. It's this in order for you to even get there. But how do you feel like you can get that big old blessing that he has for you? Because I know it's timing too, you know?
Yeah, I think it's timing, and I think it's me being patient and staying on this road. A lot of times people will see something, or maybe they don't see it, like how I'm saying I see it, but maybe they know it's there. But they may waver. Maybe I should make a right turn. Because I might be able to get there faster if I make a right, even though it's right there. Even the blessings are in front of you. The alignment, if you're walking in alignment, you will receive your blessings. That's the best way to receive your blessings, by being in alignment. So if I make a right turn or a left turn or a stop here or get detoured, if somebody says, hey, I got bean pies over here, or if somebody says, yo, we got free gumbo over here, or whatever it may be that's enticing, hey, look, it's some bras over here. Like, nah. I'm finna keep running my race. And that's it, because in my race, I will find my blessings. Same with Mario Kart, when he had to go and hit them little coins. Like, boom, coin. It's like, I'm just picking up my blessings. Oop, here we go.
Yeah.
Oop, here we go. And that's why I'm always able to receive them, because I'm always right where I'm supposed to be.
You talk about running a race. Everybody's race is literally their own, because some people think, I could do it like that person, or I know I'm better than that person. How come that person is getting this? Like, no, it's literally your own race.
Period.
And if you try to run theirs, you're definitely going to lose yours.
Your race.
Trying to go into their lane.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand what you're saying. In terms of like writing and of course being an artist, and you get this question all the time, which one do you like more? I know you get that all the time, but which one has afforded you the lifestyle that you can live and be comfortable in?
It's interesting, and I always like to let writers know out there, like, you don't really get all the bread like that from the songs.
Because everybody thinks that.
Yeah, you don't. Like, I wrote all them songs, and honestly, the fact that I wrote all the songs is the worth. It's not just one, unless it's like, you know, niggas in Paris, you know, you know, unless it's like that big of a song, you know what I mean? But overall, like, all the songs, like maybe like Fine China and Let Me See, like, those did really good for me, but they didn't necessarily bring me the cattle. The bread was just in me owning publishing it overall, and a big company saying, hey, all the body of work that you've done, we really rock with you. We have a big bag for you. You know, it's like, it's that kind of vibe rather than just one song. So I'm just, I know it could have been real easy for me to answer and throw out a song, but I'd rather tell the real.
But who taught you that? Because a lot of people think, like, I'm just going to go write a couple of records and get this bag instead of not like owning their own music, or who like taught you that to be under their wing?
Let me tell you, it's interesting. I want to say success taught me that, but failure taught me that. You know what I'm saying? Not even, but because once I do one thing and I may think that it's going to bring this, when it doesn't bring that, I have to say, okay, I thought that was going to get me this.
Yeah.
But it didn't, you know, and I've gotten a lot of those, like, so it was like, okay, I need to change it. And what actually got me the bread was my music, was Drive-By, was GOAT, was Valet. Those songs enabled me to be on tour. They enabled me to do these shows. They enabled me to have fans that stream the music nonstop. And since I'm an independent artist, I own the songs. So it's like, even though these songs may be huge artists, make crazy amount of money, but I own my shit. So therefore, if I invest in myself, Eric Bellinger is also worth more in value rather than the Justin Bieber song. So investing in myself.
People
really
can't control you when you own your own stuff. Because I was just looking yesterday, and I know you've done music with Wale, but he was going off at how the record label released his photos of his album on the track list before 2 weeks prior to the album coming out. I know it makes you grateful to be in the space of, I own myself. I don't have anyone telling me what to do.
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise, because I always grew up like, man, like, you know, you just dream of that record deal because you were shown that. You know, you watch movies like Brown Sugar, and you see these things like, okay, cool, so I got to get a record deal, and then the label is going to make me a superstar.
Yeah.
You know, and that is misconstrued, especially amongst today's day and age, because, you know, people see the success of Lil Nas. And then they say, okay, Lil Nas just put out a song, and it's #1 for 18 weeks, and he got with that label, and they did that for him. Nah, Lil Nas is a genius.
Yeah.
You haven't seen him, huh? You haven't seen his Instagram page, huh? Like,
he's so smart.
Yeah, it's like, it takes you. And I think I learned that by researching me, finding out who I am, like trying to find out what my brand was, trying to find out what my story was,
your audience,
and my audience, and once you really know who you are, it's so easy. If you don't know who you are, and if you just like know you want to do music, you're not gonna be lit, because you don't know what you want to do, you don't know who you are, you don't know what your sound is. You just could potentially get lucky and catch one, and I guarantee you won't be able to do it again, because you don't know how you did it the first time. So it's more value to know who you are and what you're doing, so you could duplicate it, you know?
You talk about knowing who you are, knowing your audience. It's so funny because I think we talked about this last time, how in R&B, and especially when you first come out, it's kind of taboo to say, I have this family, I have this wife, I have this thing. And then you still keep those fans who are yearning for you, who want you. But like people genuinely like mess with your music. And you could see that with, I'm a married man. I make these type of songs, these sexual songs. And girls still like are, oh my gosh, I love Eric. Back in the day, it wasn't like that though. You couldn't
it was like,
you had families.
So tell me, how back in the day, remember it was like, oh, we're single. Because it was like, it was like the fantasy. It was like the thought of like I could potentially like be with that person. You know, it was selling because that's what the lifestyle was. When it was Jodeci, it was like, you feel me? We going crazy. It was like, this is what it is. And if we say we single, if we say we got girls, and nobody wants you no more.
Yeah. That's
really what, it was. But now, and I knew this early. I just saw it early. I'm like, that's not gonna be the vibe forever. Like, y'all really think that everybody is just gonna forever want to just be like? It was like, dang, like it's like the quality of potential in relationship is decreasing drastically because the value in everyone's morals and ethics is just like diminished. You know, so it's like, oh, guys is worse than girls. Like, oh, girls is worse than guys. It's like, I didn't want to be a part of that. You feel me? So I was like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give hope. You know, it's like, at the same time, I'm singing, I'm going to be up there, I'm going to be having my shirt off, and I'll be in the gym.
Yeah.
And I can really sing.
Yeah.
And I got some sauce to me. So it's like, I'm going to have all these variables, but the highest quality to all that is going to be, and I respect my wife so crazy
much.
that you just like, dang, maybe somebody could treat me like that.
I swear.
I'll just be the example.
I'll be thinking that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm going to be all these things, but at the same time, you don't want nobody that don't look good. You know, you're like, if they ain't looking, I don't want her. If they ain't looking, she don't want me. You know what I mean? That should be the thing. So I just try to make sure I cover all bases. Like, and I'm going to make sure I take care of my kids. And I'm going to be a great father. And I'm going to be a great husband. And I'm going to be a great businessman. And I'm going to make sure the clothes is fly. And I'm going to make sure I smell good. It's like, it's a complete package. It's a total pie. It's not just one thing why Eric Bellinger is succeeding. It's because I figured out all things matter. It's not just the music. Cool. Now people like you now they like your music. But this day and age, it's like we gotta like everything. We gotta like your whip. We gotta see the snaps of the crib in the background.
To you too in some way too.
Yeah.
They want to connect to you too in some way. How do you balance it though? Because you just named all of these things that you have going for yourself. How are you able to balance it? And just be sitting here and doing an interview, like how is Eric able to do that?
Because Eric knows it ain't about Eric. It's not about me. If it was about Eric Bellinger, I'd be at the crib with my newborn. He's 2 months, barely. If it was about Eric, I'd be at the crib with my wife, you feel me, in the new house I just grabbed, rolling down Ventura in a Rari every day. But it's not about me. It's about the bigger purpose. It's about the story that I'm telling. It's about the lives that I'm changing. It's about the people that will be able to listen to my music and say, wow, Eric did that. I could do it too. It's about me growing my platform wide enough and large enough and grand enough and broad enough so that people can see the testimony in my life. Not me enjoy the fruits of my labor. I'll get to that later. I don't need to enjoy it. That's all for me because I want it. That's what I want. It's not for nobody else. It's like, I want all the best, the finer things. But I would prefer, and it's bigger and more important of me, to be a light in the world.
And I think some people don't understand their purpose. I feel like you understand your purpose, and a lot of people don't, so they're like everywhere with it, and they can't balance a lot of things in life. I want to talk about, since it's going into basketball season, who won in LA this year? Because you got two teams with great players. Lakers and Clippers. I grew up a Lakers fan because we had Kobe. That was our era growing up. Like, but the Clippers got Kawhi. Like, this is gonna be an interesting.
Kawhi.
They got. It's gonna be an interesting season.
They got Kawhi. Hey, it's funny because when I wanted them on the Lakers. I was
like, oh, it's just Kawhi.
When I wanted him on the gang, I was like, we might get Kawhi. It's going to be like, over. Okay. Now it's like, Kawhi, he all right. He all right. We got LeBron. We got LeBron. You feel me?
You're going for the Lakers.
Yeah, definitely still Laker fan all day long. Neiman has always been a Clippers fan, so now we really get to rival. Neiman is good. Neiman is solid. He's feeling the same way I am.
Yeah, and a lot of people you've been around for like forever. They've been around you forever. Yeah, and that's so like important when you get interested in the industry. Yeah,
it is, man. You got to be able to trust the people that you're around because, it's your livelihood. For me, if I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna remove myself from behind the scenes and try to really be spotlight, center stage. I can't worry about anything of taking care of anything. I have to exude this overall idea of the brand. I don't look at myself as just me. You know what I mean? It's just so much bigger than that because people are counting on me. If something happens to me, not only am I not getting paid, but it's a lot of people, boom. So it's like, okay, I got to make sure that I take care of myself, mental health, from mental health to pampering, even massages and like my feet being massaged because I be up all day, like eating right, like trying to eat healthy, trying to make sure I'm in the gym. All that stuff is to secure my future and the longevity of my family. I really want to be around a long time, as long as I could. I want to be 100. Why not? I kept it 100 my whole life. Yeah. So you feel me?
Crazy.
So why not? Bless me. You feel me? With that many decades of love, of generations of Bellingers. I got 2 sons. I want to see what they gonna do.
Dope. You any girls?
I don't know. Right now, it's whatever with the girl. But
how do you keep that though? Your relationship, you've been in a marriage for so long. Yeah. What's important for you to grow with your partner? Because a lot of people don't grow together; they grow apart. How do you grow from what you know and you've experienced?
Yeah, I think that part, knowing that you're growing with the person, because the person that I am now. And the person I was 5 years ago,
it's totally different.
It's totally different. Me and Lamar are about to be married 5 years in January 1st. Wow. And the person she was, I would say she's like, been very wise. Like to me with her, I always just respected her wisdom and her being older than me. She just turned 40, looking beautiful.
Wait, what?
Last week.
She looks so good.
Great, right? It's insane.
What?
It's insane, yo.
And she just had a baby at almost 40.
She just had another baby.
No,
it's all good. She just had another baby. I've always like respected her. I've known her since I was like 20, when I or earlier than that, like high school. So, I've always looked up to her, and I think for me with her, it's always gonna be she's a god. But for me,
that's important.
I know I've changed drastically.
And her being patient with you as you change too, right?
Exactly. She's been patient. She's been my prayer warrior. You feel me? She's been my support and also my love. You feel me? Like, period. Like, my partner never nagged not one time in 6 years. Never tripped on me about nothing. Never came at me like with no type of attitude with this entire time. But at the same time, I never gave her any reason to trip.
I always think because I was a big fan of ISIS. Do y'all ever sit around and
I do. I be playing the songs.
Sing though? Do you guys ever sit around and just sing?
Oh, sing? Yeah.
I was like the biggest fan.
Yeah, ISIS. She be singing. I done got her like to get in the booth a couple times. Yeah. So like we did some songs, and I'm just like, what's up? What we doing? You want to put one out or what? Because I feel like why not? We live in a day and age that bruh, it's like, let's just have some fun. So. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them joints come out next year, honestly. Yeah, because especially now, like, we just really been in a live in a moment vibe,
That's so good.
Definitely.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Seems like you got the complete life going on over there.
It's a blessing. It really is, man.
And Bellinger, I'm happy to see you. I always get excited when you come through, man.
Thank you.
I just love to see. And two, you know who Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. When I got to see him about a year and a half ago, he came through, and I hadn't seen him since everybody was grinding when we were younger. But you were like one of the last people that did a song with him, so I know that impacted you so much.
Yeah, man. I always been wanting to work with him. Our studios was across the street from each other. And it was one of those things like, yo, Nip. I know this song we did was supposed to be for your album, but you think we could put it on mine? And he was like, let me hear it, And then I sent it over to him, and it was like done, incomplete. Like, I was did the whole song. He was like,
Wow.
you know what? Put it out. I love it. You killed it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to
Mhm.
do nothing to it. And
Mhm.
even then, I was celebrating that feature.
Mhm.
Like, oh my God, he said I could use it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, just because he's already was a legend, you know?
Mhm.
So, I knew it was a blessing then, but to now see, the void
Mhm.
amongst the music industry in LA, I know that was really, really like even bigger than I
Mhm.
knew. Like I was saying,
Mhm.
like it's bigger than me. It's not just
Mhm.
about this
Yeah.
flesh. This
Yep.
is one this imagine this tiny speck of dust of a flesh
Mhm.
that I am. The impact is what will remain forever.